All right, hello again. Let's get down to putting a Jamberry nail wrap on. So, as you know, I took off that last one. Boop, boop. So, I'm going to put a new one on. Now, today I'm going to use this one. This is Siren Song. As you can see, there's some missing. I've used this wrap before for a pedicure and also for some accent nails when I did a mix and match. But I've still got plenty left over to do another full manicure and a bit more. So what we're going to do, I've already prepped my nails. So by prepping my nails, I filed them into the shape I wanted. I pushed down my cuticles really, really well. I've buffed the nail beds. Now, after doing all of that, I've washed my fingernails and my cuticles really well with dish soap. And the reason we use dish soap is because it really cuts out the oil. Oil is the enemy of your Jamberry adhesive. So when you're putting them on, you want to make sure you have no oil on your nails. Now this is going to include the oil from your skin. So if you find yourself touching your nails after you've washed them before you're putting this on, you're going to need to clean that nail again. Now the way we clean it during the application period time is just with rubbing alcohol. So I use rubbing alcohol. Jamberry also sells little rubbing alcohol wipes that you can buy in packs if you want, if that's easier for you. Up to you how you do it. So I'm going to do this nail. I'm going to give it a good wipe with my rubbing alcohol, which you'll do before everyone. Even though you've already washed your nails, before you put on each wrap, give it a really good wipe with that rubbing alcohol. I've turned on my mini heater again. Make sure that alcohol's all dry. Now I've already pre-cut my wrap. I know that this size is the size I need for this finger. But if you're doing this the first time, you would just go behind and see, okay, which nail size is gonna fit which finger. I have fat fingernails, so I have to use the really big ones. But most people will use the smaller ones. So I'm just gonna gently peel off that wrap. Now I'm using this cuticle pusher, or the orange stick, to do that. Okay, so I've done that, and now I'm sticking that. I'm not touching the adhesive. Oops. So you don't want to touch that adhesive, okay? So I've just done it like that. Alright? Now that's what you want to do, because you just don't want to get any oil on there, okay? Now what I'm going to do next is warm this little sucker up a bit. So I'll put it here, and you'll see it curl. It's starting to curl and get flexy now. There we go. See? It's curled there. That means it's well and truly warm enough. So we're going to put that on. So you're just going to place it on your nail. This is always the hard bit for me because I've got shaky hands. So I've got it on like that. Turn my heater back on. Now I'm just pushing down here. I've got very curvy nails, so this part can be a little bit tricky because you can get some buckles on the sides. So I actually do what's called the pull and stretch method. What I'm doing is I'm just grabbing this end bit that I'm going to cut off anyway as I'm pushing down. So it's a bit hard to show on here, but I'm just pulling to get those buckles out there. And then I do it over the tip as well. Okay, so now I'm using quite a lot of pressure as I'm pushing that onto my nail. So the heat and the pressure is what's going to adhere the Jamberry wrap to your nail really well and give you a watertight seal. So you just want to make sure you get it on there really, really well. Now if you do have curvy nails like me, and even if you don't, I really recommend what's called the baggy method. So at this stage, I've got that stuck on. Sorry, it's a bit blurry. It's quite stuck. But I'm going to stick my finger in this bag. I'm going to pull it quite tight around the nail, and then I'm going to give it a bit more heat. Now what that's going to do is this baggie gives it equal pressure across the whole nail bed. So I'm really pulling it as tight as I can. And I've just warmed it all up. And I'm just giving it a few seconds. Let it cool down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's happy. Okay, so there we go. That's all on there. Now at this point I have this little tip at the end. What I would do normally is I would let this cool right down Okay, you do not want to actually do this next step while it's warm, but for the purposes of the demonstration, I'm going to skip that cooling bit, and because I have enough Jamberries, I know I can redo this nail in a little bit, but you would let this warm right down, okay? Now you're going to pull that little taggy bit up loose, and you can use either your scissors and cut off that excess close to the nail, but not all the way onto the nail, because you've already shaped your nails to the shape you want them in your preparation. So, or if you have very short nails, go ahead and use a little fingernail clippers, okay? You can clip right down, and you can clip a small amount of your nail off, and that's going to pinch that end of the wrap for you. And that's, I find, much easier for people with short nails at this stage, and then you're going to have the shape that you already want. You're not going to have to do the filing stage, and that's the trick. So I've just used these this time to pinch off that excess. So you can see there, pinched most of that excess off. There's a little bit there. And then all I'm going to do is use this file. Now if you've used the pinchers and the clippers, the pinchers, if you've used that on really short nails and you've actually cut all the way to the nail, you don't need to do this filing bit, and that can be the tricky bit with short nails because you have to go this direction. So you definitely want to go 90-degree angle, just a gentle file. And what's going to happen is that wrap is just going to crumble off with the filing. So it's quite simple. Just a little file, and actually I'm probably just being a little bit too rough then. If you go too rough, you're going to find that the end of your wrap could fray, and that can obviously cause problems in lifting at the tips. So do be gentle, but you still need to be a bit firm to get it to come off. So there you go. It's just crumbling off now. That's what's come off. There, nice clean end. And voila, that's going to be my shape, and it's all on. Now I'm going to give it another little whack of heat with the baggie, just to reseal that end a bit. To make sure that if I have been a bit rough with it, that I've got it nice and tidy. Now you can see here with this baggie method, why having the mini heater is a lot easier than like a blow dryer, because I just don't have a third hand. And it's a big part of why I love my mini heater hands-free, but it's up to you. And voila, done. So that's how quick and easy it is to put on your nail wrap. That's it, it's done. Easy.